For almost 30 years, Ernie Johnson sits at a desk in Atlanta, the Turner Broadcasting Studio.
My name's Ernie Johnson, but they call me EJ. I host a little show called Inside the NBA.
For almost 30 years, Ernie Johnson's been through a lot of ups and downs and plenty in between.
This is huge. Thanks.
But his story of becoming one of the best sportscasters in the business is defined by a father's love for his son.
And when your kids want to come home and want to see mom and dad, I think it's all been worthwhile.
There's nothing better a dad can do than bless his son.
His journey with sports began honestly. His father, Ernie Johnson Sr., was a pitcher for the Milwaukee Braves in 1957, the only year the city saw a baseball championship.
My dad was the guy I looked up to. He was the one who was pitching me BP and, with a wiffle ball in the front yard. That's where I learned my love of the game.
The Braves would move to Atlanta, and the family would move with them. Ernie Sr. would move from the field to the broadcast booth, and the bond between father and son became like steel.
Ernie Johnson Sr. wanted Junior around as much as possible.
I'm tagging along, going to the yard, sitting in the booth, watching him do his job, and having Hank Aaron ask me how my Little League team's doing.
But Ernie's love for his father would take a back seat, at least for a little while.
I walked on at the University of Georgia as a freshman and was told to walk off as a sophomore. After that, it was just kind of, let's get a TV job.
And so he did. His now 40-year broadcasting career started at another desk, this time at WMAZ-TV in Macon, Georgia.
Everybody knows it's tough to keep cool during this heat wave, and for some people it's going to be tough to look at that next power bill.
His journey would take him from Macon to Atlanta, right in his father's wheelhouse.
What does my father think? Ask him right here. What do you think?
You're a better sportscaster than your dad.
I don't know about that. That's live TV, folks. I don't know.
I got a TV job. I got Eric and Maggie, a boy and a girl. And man, I got everything.
Not everything.
The story about the Romanian orphanages came on, and I cried.
And she said, we need to get one of these kids out of an orphanage in Romania. I said, oh, yeah. And her expression didn't change. I said, you're serious. She described him. It's this boy who's almost 3, who can't speak, has a foot that's all turned in, and has all these developmental delays, has never been outside except for the day they found him abandoned in a park when he was born.
He's everything we said we could not accept, but I don't know how I'm going to live my life and wonder what happens to him.
And sometimes you can hear, you know somebody so well that it's like we're sitting here just like this. And I said, bring him home.
Michael suffers from Duchenne muscular dystrophy, a genetic disorder that weakens all muscles and allows them to deteriorate. There is no known cure. Ernie Jr. wrote in his autobiography, quote, all we knew about MD was what we'd seen every Labor Day when Jerry Lewis would hold a telethon to raise money for research to help Jerry's kids. Now Michael was one of them. But the family would press on. They would take care of Michael, just as they would the rest of the children. Then came 2011. He's in his hometown of Milwaukee to call a baseball game. His son Michael had to be rushed to the hospital.
They rushed the cart in. And I said, well, do whatever you can because his father's not here.
Doctors revived Michael, but he needed a permanent ventilator. He doesn't have enough muscle strength to cough, so his lungs have to be suctioned out mechanically.
I'm his dad, obviously. I'm his buddy. We just like to do stuff together.
Hi, Daddy.
What?
I love you so much.
I love you so much. You are a whack job.
Come on.
You are.
The Johnsons are a family that rallies around themselves, where the prodigal son is now the proud father.
Good day, great day. A wonderful day. Mommy, Grandma, and Grandpa, and Nancy, and Michael.
You learn from your dad, Will, and you pass that on to your kid. Now let's keep that going.
And when your kids want to come home and want to see mom and dad, I think it's all been worthwhile. It really has.